are 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, but tonight we are in State Farm Arena, Atlanta, Georgia, for Saturday night's main event.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Marieville, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens!
And as the Royal Rumble match winner makes his way down the aisle, he approaches a one-on-one collision with Seth Freakin Rollins in the main event of WrestleMania Sunday for the WWE Championship. But tonight, here at Saturday night's main event, Kevin Owens alongside the best in the world, CM Punk, are ready for an all-star collision in tag team action against Rollins and the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. And I think it's safe to say, business has just picked up.
And his partner from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 220 pounds, CM Punk.
Well, the last time we saw CM Punk inside the squared circle, he was ambushed from behind by the man he teamed up with on that night and the man he faces at WrestleMania, Shinsuke Nakamura. Punk needed an equalizer to take on the Trick Mello Gang. It was successful in his pursuit, but unfortunately Punk never saw the attack from Nakamura coming. Nakamura made his intentions clear. CM Punk calls himself the best in the world while Nakamura's calling bluff. Nakamura wants to test it at the show of shows, and Shinsuke Nakamura is out to prove that he is the best professional wrestler walking planet Earth today. Well, only one man can wear the proverbial crown, and we will find out who that true king is in just 2 weeks at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. But I'll tell you what, tonight, this all-star matchup here at Saturday night's main event, a chance to build momentum and certainly a chance to get in your opposer's head for WrestleMania. Well, CM Punk couldn't trust Nakamura 2 weeks ago. I don't know how he's going to trust Kevin Owens tonight. But walking down the aisle is the man who struck him with not one, not two, but 3 Kinshasas in the middle of the Monday Night Raw ring. And rest assured, CM Punk has not forgotten.
And from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Nakamura calls himself the King of Strong Style. CM Punk has dubbed himself the King of Pro Wrestling. But as we mentioned, only one man can wear the crown. And I'll tell you, no matter the result, we are going to be in for a treat come WrestleMania 2 weeks from tonight. It's going to be live Saturday, March the 2nd, and of course Sunday, March the 3rd as well. WrestleMania weekend concluding what has been an incredible season over the last 12 months. Of course, we prepare for a whole new season, which we got some news on coming your way later tonight here in Atlanta. But some of Monday Night Raw's best are here and ready to take on center stage. Nakamura standing alongside the WWE Champion. That may be a deadly combo nobody can survive. The last time we saw Seth Rollins, he dropped Kevin Owens with a curb stomp in the middle of the squared circle. And you want to talk about CM Punk not forgetting the message that Nakamura sent. Kevin Owens, I'm sure, has been replaying that moment in his mind ever since Rollins stood before him on Monday Night Raw.
And from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
Seth Rollins has held the WWE Championship since Sunday night, August the 20th of last year. Rollins has turned away the challenges of Sheamus, of Tommaso Ciampa, of Bobby Lashley, Solo Sikoa, Braun Strowman, and more. Rollins has always found a way to win. You don't have to like his attitude, but you cannot deny the results. He is the WWE Champion for a reason to this day. And although Kevin Owens has been riding a massive wave of momentum ever since the fall, he may run into his biggest roadblock to date in the main event of WrestleMania. All remains to be seen what's going to happen 2 weeks from tonight when we kick off WrestleMania weekend. But tonight, we are in State Farm Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. Raw and SmackDown superstars are under one roof for Saturday night's main event, and we are kicking things off with a massive all-star tag team matchup. And as we mentioned, as these superstars are making their way down the aisle, obviously it'll be a different affair and a completely different stage in the singles matches at the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania. But tonight, a chance to honestly hinder the confidence of your opponent. Imagine if Kevin Owens falls short to the WWE Champion tonight. How will that affect Owens' mindset heading into his main event match with Seth Rollins? And of course, vice versa. I mean, Rollins, it's been a long time since we've seen a blemish on that record. A loss to Kevin Owens tonight could completely shake the confidence of the Visionary. All remains to be seen. You got CM Punk on one side of the squared circle, who has not seen defeat since his WWE return back at the Royal Rumble, and he's not looking to start here tonight. But Kevin Owens, let's focus on the action at hand, soaring over the top rope. You want to talk about center stage here in Atlanta? Look no further than the prize fighter. Nakamura and Owens picking up right where they left off a few weeks ago before Seth Rollins interrupted that main event clash. Rollins gonna have no problem getting a bite out of the WWE Champion's #1 contender tonight, showing Kevin Owens what is to come on WrestleMania Sunday. It was last year that Rollins walked in to WrestleMania, SmackDown's World Heavyweight Champion, and fell short. You gotta believe the Visionary is not looking to see defeat in back-to-back WrestleManias. On the same accord, if we're talking about what happened last year, Kevin Owens was victorious last year at the grandest stage of them all. But that was then. This is now. And let's focus on the now, because the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, is looking absolutely vicious since getting tagged in. Nakamura's got a point to prove. He targeted CM Punk for a reason. CM Punk walked through the door and obviously was met with tons of adulation and respect for his past work here in World Wrestling Entertainment, was met with all the prizes of his return back at the Royal Rumble. Shinsuke Nakamura has not taken kindly to it. CM Punk getting tagged in. It looks like we're going to get a little preview of WrestleMania Saturday when these two kings of the squared circle will square off one-on-one. Shows you how fast things can change here in sports entertainment. CM Punk and Nakamura stood side by side a number of weeks ago on Raw. They successfully took out the Trick Mello gang. Shinsuke Nakamura, however, made things just a little bit personal against the Chicago-made Punk. Look at Nakamura, got the upper hand and tagged in the WWE Champion, which leads us to a very interesting one-on-one matchup. Seth Rollins, from what we understand, not a big fan of CM Punk either. Well, Punk didn't come back to the WWE and certainly signed a contract with Monday Night Raw to make any friends, but he's certainly made a lot of enemies along the way. Can't even say that Punk and Kevin Owens are certainly the best of friends, but they'll do what they got to do to take out some common enemies on the road to WrestleMania. That's if they can make it to WrestleMania, because Nakamura is looking to take out CM Punk here tonight in Atlanta, Georgia. And CM Punk has not seen defeat since returning to WWE. Imagine if it starts here tonight on the road to his biggest matchup yet since his return. Certainly falling short to the King of Strong Style would rock the confidence of the self-proclaimed King of Pro Wrestling, CM Punk. Shinsuke Nakamura is having his way with the man they call the best in the world, and Nakamura is looking for a repeat of Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago. And it delivers! King Shasa right on the button. Well, luckily for CM Punk, he's got some allies tonight. This matchup's going to roll forward, but I'll tell you, if that happens at WrestleMania, the result may be the same from a couple of weeks ago, which was CM Punk staring up at the lights. Nonetheless, Nakamura is going to have to keep the fight going on an obviously wounded CM Punk. Wounded or not, CM Punk's going to fight till he hears a bell. Can never discount the toughness of the best in the world. Punk trying to mount a comeback here against Shinsuke Nakamura, who has controlled CM Punk almost ever since he got tagged in a few moments ago. But get a load of CM Punk with a tope suicida. Hot Lana coming alive as CM Punk's trying to find a way back into this tag team affair. So much action on hand tonight in State Farm Arena. In your main event still to come, Tommaso Ciampa and Sami Zayn from Monday Night Raw duke it out for the #1 contendership to LA Knight's Intercontinental Championship 2 weeks from tonight at WrestleMania. Meanwhile, CM Punk on a kind of ice locked in. CM Punk's gonna pull out all the cards that he's got, every trick in the book, whether it's tonight or WrestleMania, to show Shinsuke Nakamura that he picked the wrong fight. Punk taking down Shinsuke. Unfortunately for Seth Rollins, as well as Kevin Owens, both of these men have thrown some of their best shots, but neither seeing the finish they would have so liked. Tag back to the Royal Rumble match winner, Kevin Owens, who you gotta believe is itching to finish what he started a few weeks ago, and that's a matchup with Shinsuke Nakamura. That matchup was thrown out thanks to Seth Rollins sneaking up on Kevin Owens. Obviously, Owens won the match by disqualification, but Owens was looking for that 1-2-3 or possibly a submission victory. Either way, a decisive win over Shinsuke Nakamura, which he was not allowed. Nakamura's been in for a number of minutes, going to tag in the Visionary, and we are right back to where we will be on Sunday night, March the 3rd. And Kevin Owens exploding out of his corner this time. Owens has not forgotten about getting curb stomped in the middle of the ring 2 weeks ago on Raw. Obviously, we talked about it then, and we'll bring it up again now. When Kevin Owens declared he was fighting for the WWE title at WrestleMania, I'll bite, he threw the first shot. He laid out Seth Rollins with a stunner in the middle of the ring. Obviously, Rollins did not forget, and once Rollins got through Braun Strowman at the Elimination Chamber, he turned his sights to the Royal Rumble match winner. Nonetheless, tonight is about momentum. Tonight it is about raising the confidence of yourself and decreasing it of your WrestleMania opponent. And that is what Kevin Owens is looking to do on the road to WrestleMania. We have seen a resurgence of Kevin Owens over the last 6+ months on Monday Night Raw. Ever since the fall, Owens started from damn near rock bottom and scratched and clawed his way back to the top. Could his road conclude at WrestleMania, or will Seth Rollins put the expiration date on the rise of the prize fighter? Look at this. Look at that tag team maneuver. Shinsuke Nakamura getting tagged in. And now beaten down on Kevin Owens. Nakamura's already thrown some of his heaviest hitters in this tag team matchup so far. This has been an epic way to kick things off here in State Farm Arena. Look at Owens in enemy territory with his back up against the wall, trying to fight away from Seth Rollins and get Nakamura to the opposite corner. Unfortunately for Owens, it does not work out. Oh man. Nakamura and Rollins working like a well-oiled machine. Seth Rollins off the top, and Kevin Owens got the worst of it. The WWE Champion, well documented in his reign. He is going to find a way to win, and if tonight means working with Shinsuke Nakamura to the best of his abilities, then that's what Rollins is going to do. Owens going to the outside. Oh, wait a minute. Rollins going after CM Punk, and Nakamura going after Kevin Owens. Those two villainous superstars looking to split the difference of their Mania opponents. However, Kevin Owens, as we mentioned with CM Punk, will not stop fighting until he hears a bell. I don't care how tough you are or how many guts you got. Seth Rollins sneaking up on Kevin Owens isn't going to do anybody any favors. Now Nakamura once again looking to take Atlanta out of it. Take the spirit of Kevin Owens and crush it on the road to WrestleMania. Oh no, Nakamura, he already hit a King Shasta on CM Punk earlier. If he hits Kevin Owens with one, it may be doomsday on the road to WrestleMania. Owens knocked out cold. CM Punk got a little shot, a little bit of a hesitation pinfall. That may do it here tonight, not just yet. This all-star tag team matchup, brought to you by Monday Night Raw, lives to fight another moment. And Kevin Owens, he outlasted 29 other superstars in the Royal Rumble match back on January the 7th. He's looking to outlast not one but two of Raw's best here tonight. The stunner does not do it, but CM Punk looking to play equalizer. Pop up, power bomb. Nakamura may be built tough, but Owens with his best combination, and that leads him to victory here tonight. CM Punk needed to trust Kevin Owens after he was stabbed in the back by Shinsuke Nakamura a few weeks ago. Rollins and Shinsuke gave it their all. Rollins tried to find a way to win, but it looks like the Royal Rumble match winner and the best in the world were just the better men on this night.
Here are your winners, CM Punk and Kevin Owens.
Well, you gotta wonder how that's gonna play into the psyche of both Nakamura and the WWE Champion as we head towards WrestleMania. But tonight, here in Atlanta, CM Punk scores victory, and that man, the Royal Rumble match winner, rolls on his wave of momentum towards WrestleMania Sunday. We could very well be looking at the next WWE Champion. Well, the action here at Saturday night's main event set to roll on behalf of Friday Night SmackDown. Inside the squared circle, Latino World Order's Zelina Vega, and she's going to have her hands full tonight with a woman who got her hands dirty last night on SmackDown, that being Zoe Stark. I don't know if Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler looked like they were brewing up something against Raquel Rodriguez 24 hours ago. Raquel was left staring up at the lights. Now Zoe's going to make her way down the aisle. There might be hell to pay.
And accompanied by Shayna Baszler from Utah, Zoe Stark.
Well, that may answer a few questions. Last night, Zoe Stark fell short to Raquel Rodriguez on SmackDown. Shayna Baszler, the Women's World Champion herself, made her way to the squared circle, eyed up her challenger for WrestleMania, and left her back turned, and Zoe Stark took advantage, knocked Raquel from behind, hit her with not one, but two Z360s. Obviously knocking out the #1 contender in the middle of the blue brand ring, and we quickly speculated that Zoe and Shayna, well, they might have been in alignment to target the #1 contender, and I think we just got our answer. The Women's World Champion Shayna Baszler in the corner of Zoe Stark here tonight, and that is not going to go well for Zelina Vega, but nonetheless, we are live and in living color here in Atlanta. Saturday night's main event rolls on. Of course, to make matters even more interesting, just 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, Zelina Vega herself took on Shayna Baszler, put up a great fight on that night, damn near defeated the Women's World Champion on SmackDown, unfortunately came up short. Now Zelina sticking up for Raquel Rodriguez here in Atlanta tonight, but the interesting factor is Shayna at ringside. Could have gotten in the ear of Zoe Stark and gave her a few pointers on how to keep down the First Lady of the LWO. Nonetheless, Zelina's been looking for her breakout moment on SmackDown. It could come here tonight by way of Zoe Stark, but Zoe with a kick out. Well, Shayna may be in the corner of Zoe Stark here tonight, and presumably for the near future, but Zelina's been backed by her LWO brothers in Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Let's see who's going to be victorious on the road to WrestleMania. And of course, Raquel Rodriguez survived the Elimination Chamber a number of weeks ago, earned herself the #1 contendership. and she will take on the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, Sunday night, March the 3rd at WrestleMania. Live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Raquel has been chomping at the bit, on the brink of success on SmackDown. Oh, well, that woman, Shayna Baszler, is trying to stick her nose in this business of this match. Has been the one to turn Raquel away in the past, but they will meet one-on-one at the show of shows. But tonight, Zoe Stark looking to be the difference maker. Zelina Vega was starting to pick up some momentum. Women's World Champion Shayna Baszler was not going to allow it. And now Zoe Stark trying to inflict some punishment on the LWO Zelina Vega. Of course, Raquel Rodriguez not here in State Farm Arena tonight. From what we understand, she was getting checked out for a possible concussion last night on SmackDown. Seemingly all good, but gotta believe Raquel is fired up. I mean, her momentum has been red hot. Victories left and right, but getting left laying by Zoe Stark last night. And obviously schemed by Stark and Shayna Baszler. You gotta believe Raquel Rodriguez not happy about the events of 24 hours ago, and we see the #1 contender next. Gotta believe she is gonna be fired up to get her hands on both of these women. Nonetheless, Zoe Stark, we're going to talk about looking for a breakout performance. Look no further, and the crowd certainly not endearing themselves to Zoe Stark, especially after her actions 24 hours ago. I don't think Zoe cares. Into the pinfall. Not enough just yet, and you see right there, Shayna Baszler. Couple of words of advice, trying to not to allow Zoe Stark to get frustrated, but Zelina Vega taking advantage of the slight hesitation. Hey, we talked about it a few weeks ago. If Zelina would have took down Shayna Baszler on SmackDown, easily could have put herself in line for a future Women's World Championship opportunity. It obviously did not go her way, but tonight, a victory over possibly the new protege of Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. That could go a long way for Zelina in the SmackDown Women's Division. All remains to be seen. Zelina Vega not afraid to get her hands dirty, bringing this fight to the outside here in State Farm Arena. Some great action still to come tonight, as we mentioned earlier. Courtesy of Monday Night Raw, Tommaso Ciampa, Sami Zayn. One-on-one in your main event, plus signed earlier this morning on behalf of SmackDown, Atlanta's own, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, back in action for the first time since January. He's going to team up with the one and only Ricochet. And a challenge made by the OCs, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and more on that later tonight. But meanwhile, Zelina Vega going for the pinfall against Zoe Stark, and you caught it right off your screen for a moment. Shayna Baszler, once again, sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. Referee's back was turned on what could have been a victory for the LWO's First Lady. However, Zoe Stark going for the spin kick. Nobody to be found. Zelina Vega trying to find another window of opportunity. Zoe Stark's got a mean streak about her. And she might have finally broke through that glass ceiling last night when she laid out Raquel Rodriguez, possibly unlocking some untapped potential. Zoe on the top and a mean frog splash. That could be all she wrote. Close call there. Zelina Vega still alive. But you see the damage is done. Zelina crawling to the opposing corner. And Zoe Stark is hot on her tail. There was not one but two Z360s after the bell last night that knocked out Raquel Rodriguez. And now between the bells, one to Zelina Vega could be all she wrote. Z360 into the lateral press, and that is going to do it. Under the guidance of the Women's World Champion Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark finally picking up a long-time needed W in the SmackDown Women's Division. And that could spell disaster for not only Zelina Vega tonight, but for Raquel Rodriguez on the road to WrestleMania.
Here is your winner, Zoe Stark!
Well, Raquel's going to be back, and there's going to be hell to pay, but tonight in Atlanta, Zoe Stark upsetting Zelina Vega. Big-time victory for Shayna Baszler's new protege here on Saturday night's main event. As one season comes to an end, a whole new one begins to blossom, and we kick off a new season with the best of the best from Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown live and in action. It all begins on Monday, March 11th, as Raw comes your way live from Madison Square Garden in New York City. And then SmackDown heads to the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. An all-new season in the WWE is coming your way, and you haven't seen anything yet. The action isn't slowing down for anybody. A new season begins March 11th and March 15th after WrestleMania. But tonight, the road to the show of show continues with some of Friday Night SmackDown's best in an epic tag team collision.
The following is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Paducah, Kentucky, weighing in at 190 pounds, Ricochet!
Last night on SmackDown, Ricochet alongside the Rated R superstar Edge picked up a huge victory over the badass Braun Breaker and the phenomenal AJ Styles. Well, that loss did not sit well with the United States Champion and AJ Styles, his boys in the OC. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows challenging Ricochet and Edge to a tag team match. Edge, unfortunately, not able to be here tonight. Ricochet found a suitable replacement in Atlanta's own, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Well, you never know what's going to happen. Wins and losses matter around these parts, and Ricochet might have got himself in some deep waters with the OC.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
But I am sure this man had no problem making the trip back to the ATL. The American Nightmare has come home.
And his partner from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes back in action tonight, and we're going to talk all about it in moments. You can never interrupt the woe and the fireworks. It's just a standard, but nonetheless, Cody Rhodes is on his road to WrestleMania, where he meets a man who has taught him a lot, the Apex Predator Randy Orton. But this is not 2009. This is 2024, and Cody Rhodes, as well as the Viper, two completely different animals. This match bleeding out of a matchup that happened the last time Cody Rhodes even stepped foot inside the squared circle. Friday night, January the 19th, Cody defeated Randy Orton on SmackDown, a loss that did not sit well with the Apex Predator. Orton ambushed Cody Rhodes in the backstage area, left him beaten, bloody, and set him off a ledge through a electric glass spotlight that ultimately took Cody Rhodes out of the Elimination Chamber. We did not see Cody for almost 4 weeks, up until last week on SmackDown, where he made his return, ambushed Randy Orton from behind, and obviously set his sights on the Apex Predator. And now those two men, former mentor and in Cody Rhodes, find themselves on a collision course to WrestleMania 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Accompanied by AJ Styles at a combined weight of 505 pounds, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC.
You know, we talked about it last night, but AJ Styles not one to make friends over the last few months unless your name is Carl Anderson or Luke Gallows. So I think it took us all by surprise when he accepted the open invite, if you will, of Braun Breaker and that tag team matchup. And listen, Breaker was the one who took the pinfall, but it still did not sit well with the phenomenal AJ Styles. He went back to the OC locker room, they regrouped, and they looked at Ricochet and Edge and said, let's run it back Anderson and Gallows tomorrow night. As we mentioned, Edge unable to be here in Atlanta. Ricochet had to find a suitable replacement. And there we have it. The team of Ricochet and Atlanta's own Cody Rhodes set to battle the OC. You gotta wonder what the condition. You know what, let me hold that thought, because Ricochet hot out of the gate, taking down the big LG. I was about to say, you gotta wonder the condition of Ricochet coming into this matchup. Just 24 hours ago, involved in that very physical tag team affair against the badass Braun Breaker and the United States champion AJ Styles. But so far, Ricochet flying around this ring like Spider-Man. Look at him, here he goes! Taking down the big man of the OC. That is not an easy task, but Ricochet making it look like light work. Strutting his stuff here at center stage. And into an early pinfall. And almost got him that time, but Luke Gallows getting the shoulder up. Ricochet, as we mentioned, pinning Braun Breaker's shoulders to the canvas 24 hours ago. You might have to imagine that had to feel good for Ricochet after the badass laid him out on SmackDown a few weeks back. But nonetheless, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes getting the tag, and Cody Rhodes, no stranger to Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, as well as AJ Styles. As Luke Gallows goes for the pinfall here, Cody Rhodes able to survive. Cody, of course, the last man to hold the United States Championship before AJ Styles. It was back at Survivor Series in November, but the Phenomenal One knocked off the American Nightmare, and then just a few days later, took down Cody Rhodes in that steel cage rematch on Friday Night SmackDown. Cody Rhodes obviously unfinished business in a sense with the United States Champion. Started to refocus into 2024, turned his sights to the Royal Rumble match, which did not go his way, turned his sights to the Elimination Chamber, which unfortunately, due to Randy Orton's actions, he never was able to enter. Cody's gonna have a chance to right a few wrongs, and it starts here tonight in his hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. Little blast from the past getting in here with the OC, and all roads lead to WrestleMania, where Cody meets the man who taught him a lot over the years. That's the Apex Predator, Randy Orton, but Cody a completely different animal in 2024. Cody is out for blood, out to make Randy Orton feel the pain he felt on that cold night, January the 19th on SmackDown, where Orton set him off that ledge. Cody Rhodes, you gotta wonder what the condition of the American Nightmare is. Obviously, this is his first time inside the squared circle since the 19th of January, the last time he fought Randy Orton. And just because he is back inside the ring doesn't mean there is a little bit of a ring rust, but anything that Cody is lacking tonight, Ricochet is looking to make up for by taking things to the air. Man, Ricochet, we speculated he may not be 100% after the match last night on SmackDown, or it might be the opposite. Ricochet just might be riding a high off last night in OKC and looking to bleed into Atlanta tonight with another victory. You know, another cover on Luke Gallows. Tell you what, it's one thing to knock the big LG off his feet. It's a whole other thing to keep him there. Ricochet's finding that out firsthand. Gallows ragdolling the future of flight. Down and out in the blink of an eye. And instead of going for the pinfall, gonna tag in Machine Gun Carl Anderson as they look to do a little bit more damage. So I'm sure one of the men that embarrassed AJ Styles last night in the one and only. But a much needed tag, the American Nightmare back inside the squared circle. Well, nice sidestep by Carl Anderson. Credit where credit's due. Carl Anderson, a phenomenal talent, not just in the tag team division, but in singles as well. And Cody Rhodes is finding that out, or I should say being reminded of that firsthand. Anderson has been in the ring with Cody Rhodes just a few months ago. Cody Rhodes battles with the OC, and we're right back there here tonight in Atlanta, Georgia. And a nice maneuver taking down Anderson. Gotta wonder who's the favorites coming into a matchup like this. You got the OC, obviously the more experienced team. Cody Rhodes and Ricochet with their own personal agendas, if you will, coming into this matchup and looking to work just as well as Kevin Owens and CM Punk did at the top of this event. Another counter there by Anderson and a signature spine buster. out of the arsenal of the machine gun. And just like Gallows elects not to go for the pinfall, instead tags in the big LG, and the OC looking to inflict some more punishment here tonight. And Cody Rhodes feeling the brunt of it, dropped right on the knee of the big man. And Gallows ragdolling Cody across the ring. The United States Champion AJ Styles is going to be loving every bit of this at ringside, watching the man he defeated months ago for the gold and Cody Rhodes getting beaten down, and the man who upset his tag team last night on SmackDown being forced to watch. There's Cody Rhodes trying to build some momentum with his hometown crowd behind him tonight. Cody's getting fired up. Luke Gallows down and out, but as we mentioned a few moments ago, very few men able to keep the big LG down. Cody Rhodes might have just done it. Under the cover he goes, not just yet. I'll tell you one thing we did not speculate on yet, talking about the OC being upset about AJ Styles' loss last night on SmackDown. What about Gallows and Anderson? Oh, wait a minute, hold that thought. Hold that thought as Cody Rhodes delivers a crossroads to Gallows. And that's a kick out by Luke Gallows. And you got to give credit in the matchup. Due to this being a little bit early on, Cody Rhodes went for the exclamation point to no avail. Cody Rhodes with his eyes locked on victory, going for a second crossroads. But Gallows still alive. What did we say moments ago? It's one thing to keep Gallows, or I should say take Gallows down. It's a whole nother thing to keep him there. And the OC going to be highly motivated tonight after they were knocked out of the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Some losses plaguing the OC locker room as of late. Will their bad luck continue? Ricochet and Cody Rhodes hoping for it. Anderson down at ringside. Gallows to his feet in the ring. Ricochet escaping like a cat. Oh, but he gets caught in the grasp. And Gallows looking to flip the switch on this matchup. The all-stars of both brands are out tonight. And unfortunately for the OC, they will not be the ones, at least as of now, with their names up in the lights. Ricochet still alive somehow, some way. All these men throwing some of their best shots. Unfortunately, for all parties, the matchup rolls on. The fight continues. Gallows brought into the corner. And what does Ricochet have in mind for the big LG? Well, Ricochet gonna force Luke Gallows in an uncomfortable situation with the Frankensteiner from the top. Great agility shown, and wait a minute here. Oh, the phenomenal AJ Styles sticking his nose in OC business, and Ricochet distracted. It allows Gallows to make the tag to Carl Anderson. AJ Styles not looking to see the one and only Ricochet score another victory over the OC back-to-back nights. I'll tell you, I don't think Ricochet gives a damn. Dropping Carl Anderson face first off the canvas. We have watched the rise of Ricochet over the last few months on SmackDown. A couple of bumps in the road, but he's looking to get back on track. Not just last night in OKC, but tonight here in Atlanta, Georgia. Not if Carl Anderson's got anything to say about it. Cody Rhodes obviously in this matchup as well, not looking to see any kind of momentum derailed on the road to WrestleMania. He needs all the fire underneath of him he can get heading into the matchup with the Apex Predator Randy Orton. Look at Ricochet dropping Luke Gallows. He really must have caught him on the button. You saw Gallows just melt down to the canvas. It comes again. Oh, Carl Anderson, you know, fighting in the OC territory, constantly an unfair battle. AJ Styles sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. Carl Anderson, not the Leo competitor. Maybe it won't matter as Ricochet off the backslide. Didn't get the 3 count, but you got to give some credit, able to muscle the big man down. But Gallows with a Gallows pole, and that may do it. Ricochet still alive in this match. The rise of the future of flight. Well documented. And Ricochet. We talked about the OCC and their name in the lights. Ricochet wants that same favor here tonight at Center Stage Atlanta. Carl Anderson tagged in, looking to pick the bones of a weakened future of flight. Not if this all-star team of Cody Rhodes and Ricochet's got anything to say about it. Recall knee! But he's in OC territory. Ricochet's got to get the fight to the other half of the ring. Oh, Cody Rhodes getting sent for a ride by the big LG Luke Gallows. Meanwhile, speaking of amusement park rides, keep your eye. Ricochet soaring through the skies like an Atlanta Hawk. Carl Anderson was left in the drop zone. And now Ricochet taking the fight back between the ropes. AJ Styles has got no choice but to watch his OC brother getting crushed by a 630 into the cover. Ricochet is red hot here tonight in Hotlanta. First able to take down the badass Braun Breaker last night alongside the Rated R Superstar Edge. Now with the help of the American Nightmare, the OC falls to Ricochet once more. Keep your eyes on the rise of the human highlight reel.
Here are your winners, Ricochet and Cody Rhodes.
Well, I'll tell you, Saturday night's main event so far has been an all-star lineup on behalf of Raw and SmackDown, and Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, with a successful homecoming alongside that man, Ricochet, who continues to climb the ladder on SmackDown. WrestleMania weekend is coming your way 2 weeks from tonight, and both events will be live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And what a Saturday and Sunday lineup we have in store. Main eventing on WrestleMania Saturday from SmackDown, the rematch months in the making as the Ring General Gunther defends the World Heavyweight Championship against the Elimination Chamber winner, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. And we got some breaking news regarding the Cruiserweight division. The Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, said, line them up and I will knock them all down. 6 men enter in this ladder matchup for the Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Look at the talent. These 6 men looking to steal the show in Dallas, Texas. Coming your way courtesy of Monday Night Raw, the 2024 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners, Jay and Jimmy, the Usos, face off against Damian Priest and Finn Balor of the Judgment Day for the first time ever and for the World Tag Team titles. Well, CM Punk alongside Kevin Owens was successful earlier tonight, but it is a whole different ball game when it is one-on-one at the show of shows. The King of Pro Wrestling, CM Punk, versus the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. The badass Braun Breaker cannot be in a good mood after last night's tag team loss. He's got a chance to rewrite history, but for the first time ever, he goes one-on-one with the Hall of Famer, the Rated R Superstar, Edge. And also come your way on WrestleMania Saturday, Liv Morgan outlasted the Fatal 5-Way on Raw. Now she gets the rematch from the Royal Rumble that she's oh so been anticipating. One-on-one with the Eradicator Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's title. And of course, WrestleMania Sunday shaping up to be one hell of an event as well. The Royal Rumble match winner, Kevin Owens, the WWE Champion, the Visionary, Seth Freakin Rollins. What a main event clash that is going to be at AT&T Stadium. Well, we saw Shayna Baszler accompanying Zoe Stark earlier tonight, but the Queen of Spades looks to go it alone against the Elimination Chamber match winner, Raquel Rodriguez, one-on-one for the Women's World Championship as these two all-stars of the SmackDown Women's Division collide. Bobby Lashley and Solo Sikoa have been at each other's throats since the month of October, and finally, we will see a conclusion as these two monsters collide in No Holds Barred. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is out for his pound of flesh. Randy Orton put him on the shelf, took away his WrestleMania main event dreams. Now the American Nightmare looks to settle the score with the Apex Predator once and for all. And we got some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Ricochet's rise continues. He has earned himself #1 contendership, and he will challenge the phenomenal AJ Styles for the United States Championship on WrestleMania Sunday. Well, all that action is coming your way 2 weeks from tonight. WrestleMania weekend is gonna be a good one. But there is still some matches to be determined, and live and in living color in your main event, the #1 Contenders Intercontinental Championship Eliminator Finals.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing in at 201 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa defeated Tyler Bate. Sami Zayn defeated Carmelo Hayes in albeit controversial fashion on Monday Night Raw, but the result is the result. And now Sami Zayn takes on Tommaso Ciampa in your main event here on Saturday night at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. A meeting with LA Knight at WrestleMania hangs in the balance.
And his opponent from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 212 pounds, Sami Zayn.
Tommaso Ciampa and Sami Zayn, two very different paths with one common goal, and that is championship gold. Sami Zayn has been chasing the Intercontinental title since back in the fall. There's at one point when he challenged LA Knight. It was back on Halloween night in Dublin, Ireland on Raw. And an amazing matchup, Sami Zayn just fell short of his Intercontinental Championship pursuit. Zayn, all these months later, has scratched and clawed for another opportunity and has made his way to Saturday night's main event in the #1 Contenders Eliminator Finals. But can he get through the black heart of Monday Night Raw? That is the question that is at stake. We will talk about it in due time, but Tommaso Ciampa very familiar with these Eliminator Finals and very well may be the favorite here tonight. The bell has sounded. We are underway. Oh, Sami Zayn slapping Tommaso Ciampa. That's one way to stop the momentum, as Ciampa was trying to come hot out of the gate, and Sami Zayn had another blueprint. This is your main event tonight in State Farm Arena. Hot Atlanta has been rocking all night long. Only Sami Zayn or Tommaso Ciampa can challenge LA Knight, from what we understand, on WrestleMania Saturday for the Intercontinental title. And Sami Zayn is looking for that superstar to be him. Tope Suicida. And Ciampa getting sent back into the ring as Zayn scales the ropes, and Sami Zayn looking to see his momentum going, but he can't be overzealous, especially against somebody who can be as calculated as can be as Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso has been obsessed with obtaining championship gold over the last few months on Monday Night Raw, whether it was his pursuit of the WWE Championship or turning his sights to LA Knight. Ciampa is obsessed with becoming, or I should say obtaining, a new Goldie, if you will, on Raw. Ciampa has fought some of the best of them. He has beaten some of the best of them. He has been in the ring in no-holds-barred situations with Solo Sikoa and came out on top. Karrion Kross, same story. Ciampa took Seth Rollins to the limit back in Madison Square Garden at Survivor Series in November. Unfortunately, came up short. You cannot discount Tommaso Ciampa. And as we were talking about moments ago, Ciampa very familiar with Eliminator tournaments and certainly being in the finals, because it was back in the fall. Right here on Saturday night's main event, where Tommaso Ciampa, after he pulls out that great maneuver there, had to acknowledge it. It's back in November where Ciampa met Sheamus in an Eliminator Finals matchup. The winner went on to fight Seth Rollins for the WWE title at Survivor Series. Tommaso Ciampa was the victor on that night. Very similar situation on hand. Ciampa very well may be the favorite coming into this one, especially if Sami Zayn tries to fight an emotional battle. We say emotional battle as Sami Zayn has been so desperate for another matchup with the megastar LA Knight, but he cannot let that desperation blind him. He needs to let it motivate him, but not let it blind the road to what he must travel to defeat Tommaso Ciampa. But Sami Zayn, you gotta give credit where credit's due, is looking very sharp against the Blackheart. And we talked about how Sami Zayn had a bit of a controversial victory on Raw this past week, defeating Carmelo Hayes. Trick Williams was trying to get involved. Eventually, the referee threw him out. Sami Zayn hit his third haluva kick of the matchup. Carmelo Hayes grabbed the ropes. Unfortunately, the referee didn't see it. Sami Zayn pulled the lucky straw on Raw and is looking for that luck to continue here on Saturday night's main event. Now throwing Tommaso Ciampa back inside the ring as Sami Zayn looks to continue his road to WrestleMania. But those high-risk maneuvers just might be a detriment to Sami Zayn in this match. He's going for a lot of them already. And Tommaso Ciampa willing to bring this thing to a Pier 6 brawl on the canvas, if that's what it needs to be. Ciampa walked into WrestleMania last year as one half of the tag team champions, looking to return to WrestleMania as a #1 contender for the Megastar's gold. Sami Zayn off the reversal, big time exploder. I'll tell you what, iron sharpens irons inside of that squared circle, and these two men are gonna have to bring the best of them here tonight to try to defeat the other. I am sure the megastar LA Knight has got his eyes on this contest, looking at his two potential challengers for Dallas, Texas, 2 weeks from tonight. Can't imagine there's one way or another that LA Knight might prefer. He's been in the ring with Sami Zayn before. He knows he can defeat him, but he also knows Sami Zayn has all the tools to keep down the megastar. Zayn almost had LA Knight back on Halloween night, was within inches of becoming the Intercontinental Champion. It just was not meant to be. The second time could be the charm, but not if Tommaso Ciampa is the one who punches the golden ticket. Tommaso Ciampa, former tag team champion, former NXT champion, former Intercontinental champion himself. Ciampa looking for another crack at LA Knight's gold, and it could be on his way. Fairy tale ending attempt. But Sami Zayn did his homework, making his way to Atlanta, Georgia tonight. If Sami Zayn can avoid some of Ciampa's best maneuvers, he may be in the driver's seat. Blue Thunder Bomb. And we have seen that maneuver score victory in the past, unfortunately not to be so far tonight. But obvious damage done as Tommaso Ciampa down on the canvas, and Sami Zayn dropping an emphatic elbow drop on the lower back. And no wasted motion, back into the pinfall scenario, but Tommaso Ciampa once again survives. And we have got a barn burner on our hands. This is the #1 Contenders Eliminator Finals. Winner's gonna challenge for the Intercontinental title against LA Knight 2 weeks from tonight on WrestleMania Saturday. Sami Zayn on Tommaso Ciampa's tail, but Ciampa knows tonight he cannot leave anything behind. He's got to throw it all out there. Dropping Sami Zayn off that neck breaker on the outside, and he follows it up with a DDT. Everything's gonna hurt just that much more when you're on the outside of those ropes. Ciampa realizing that and is unloading a fury of fire on Sami Zayn. Sami may be the underdog from the underground, and Tommaso Ciampa may be the favorite in the Eliminator Finals. Sami Zayn's down. Tommaso Ciampa, like a shark that smells blood in the water, starting to unload on a weakened opponent. You know, another interesting fact is Tommaso Ciampa has had a little bit of extra time to prepare. Ciampa qualified for this match 2 weeks ago on Raw. Sami Zayn this past week Zayn go for the roll-up, not to be. Ciampa had a little bit more time to recuperate from his physical battle with the big strong boy Tyler Bate. Sami Zayn, up until this past Monday, had to focus on Carmelo Hayes. Does that play a factor into this Eliminator final tonight? The odds may be stacked against Sami Zayn, but Tommaso Ciampa looking to show why. Sending Zayn corner to corner. And now Ciampa again. Just beating down on Sami Zayn. Tommaso Ciampa, they don't call him the Black Heart for nothing. He can be cold and he can be vile when he needs to be. And he may respect Sami Zayn as a mutual competitor, but when an Intercontinental title championship opportunity is hanging on the line at WrestleMania, you cannot leave anything to question. Ciampa looking to leave no stone unturned on the road to the grandest stage. And continuing the beatdown on Sami Zayn. Ciampa scaling the ropes. Uncharacteristic position if I say so myself. Sami Zayn on roller skates, and Tommaso Ciampa soaring through the skies. Zayn may be in trouble as Tommaso Ciampa is starting to stack the offense. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh my goodness! Elevation DDT could be a KO blow. Not to be. Sami Zayn still alive. Tommaso Ciampa thought he had it, dropping Sami Zayn right on his crown. Unfortunately for Ciampa, the blood is still pumping through the veins, and Sami Zayn looking to push forward. Arm drag, drop kick. Ciampa in a matter of a second is the one down and out. Sami Zayn will not stop fighting, as Tommaso Ciampa's now the one in the corner. And what does Zayn have in mind? Oh, Zayn could be looking to pull out some year-old tricks. Tornado DDT on the outside. We said it before, we'll say it again. Iron sharpens iron. Ciampa inside the squared circle as Atlanta is showing why they are dubbed Hotlanta. This crowd coming unglued for Sami Zayn and Tommaso Ciampa. Zayn scaling the ropes after the tornado DDT off the top. Ciampa catches Project Ciampa. Zayn fueled off adrenaline. Back and forth we go here in this Eliminator Finals. Ciampa off the reversal. Who's going to get the upper hand? Both these men throwing live rounds. Sami Zayn catching his own tracks. Super kick misses wildly. Tommaso sending Zayn over the top. Zayn's going to try to avoid that mid-rope DDT once more. Oh, look at Zayn getting a little vile. Just grinding Tommaso Ciampa's head up against the ropes, and Ciampa dishes it right back. Ciampa slowing down the pace of this matchup after Sami Zayn was revving up the engines. And now Ciampa's the one missing wildly. Oh no. Ciampa, I don't think that's the best position to be in. Haluva kick! Ciampa crawled to the corner, and he may have made his own mistake. But the black heart is still pumping. Tommaso Ciampa's still alive. Tommaso Ciampa damn near made his own bed. Unfortunately for Sami Zayn, Ciampa's still into this matchup. Into the corner, a second Haluva kick. That's gonna do it. Sami Zayn is gonna fight the megastar. Not just yet as Ciampa reaches out and grabs the ropes. Well, that was what Carmelo Hayes did on Monday Night Raw. It was not to be for Melo. If you want to ask me, I think it was just all of Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, no pun intended, but Tricks, finally coming back to haunt them. Luckily for Tommaso Ciampa, referee caught it at the last second. The matchup rolls on. Ciampa on the apron, Sami Zayn on his tail. Two Haluva kicks did not do the trick, but maybe getting dropped on the hardest part of the ring will. Sami Zayn has got to be wondering what the hell it is going to take to put Ciampa away. And Sami Zayn is clearing off the announce table. There is no ill will between these superstars, but this is just how much the Intercontinental Championship potentially means. Zayn wanted the acai moonsault. Tommaso Ciampa nowhere to be found. Luckily, Sami Zayn skinned the cat and almost landed on his feet. That could have went a lot worse for Sami Zayn, I'll tell you. Ciampa getting hung up in the ropes, better keep his eye on the ball. Sami Zayn desperate for victory tonight, as is his opponent. Oh my goodness! Super kick, and Tommaso Ciampa's down as Zayn scales the ropes, going for a swanton bomb, but Tommaso Ciampa was way out of position. You just gotta blame fatigue on that poor decision-making by Sami Zayn. Tommaso Ciampa was too far out. Zayn's fatigue playing a factor, and now that mistake may have costed him. These two men feeling the effects of this fight. Have gotten in their way a couple of their own times, but nonetheless, we have not heard a second bell, and there is still a chance to go to WrestleMania. Tommaso Ciampa once again looking to slow down the momentum of Sami Zayn, who is starting to rally Atlanta, Georgia behind him. Into the ropes goes Zayn. Zayn once again sidesteps, stopping himself in his tracks. Wait a minute. Second roll up here. Ciampa might have got caught. Not just yet. Ciampa once again survives. Rolling to the outside. Remember, Sami Zayn cleared off that announce table a few minutes ago. We haven't seen Sami Zayn clear off the announce table since Halloween night, the last time he fought LA Knight for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn looking to dig deep down in the bag of tricks, and I think he has got his eyes on that very table. Tommaso Ciampa looking to avoid disaster. He knows what Zayn's got in mind. Ciampa wants to go to WrestleMania, but that announce table may be the difference maker. All is fair in love and war. And Sami Zayn is willing to risk it all if it means one more chance to have his name in the spotlight. Tommaso Ciampa is in the drop zone. Here comes Sami Zayn. Through the announce table, off the top. Atlanta coming unglued. Tommaso Ciampa might have breath, his final breath in this matchup. Into the ring, Sami Zayn into the cover. And Zayn punches his ticket to WrestleMania. Tommaso Ciampa gave it all he had, but Sami Zayn just wanted it more on this night. Zayn was willing to risk it all. The announce table could have went south. Luckily, it paid off. Zayn reached deep down the bag of tricks tonight and now finds himself with a main event collision.
Here's your winner, Sami Zayn.
2 weeks from tonight, Sami Zayn is going to be making headlines as he will challenge the megastar LA Knight for the Intercontinental Championship Saturday, March the 2nd at WrestleMania. What has been an awesome night here in State Farm Arena at Saturday night's main event. Atlanta was off the charts. The road to WrestleMania has been hot and heavy, and with 2 weeks left to go, what can we expect as we approach the grandest stage of them all? Good night, everybody, from Atlanta, Georgia.
Game face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise if you hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'm a ride.